What's going on, my PT peeps and my Walking Dead family? One Eye Brad back to talk about The Walking Dead Season 8, the second half, and another teaser trailer breakdown and spoilers. Major spoilers. Stop watching now if you don't want to know this information. I don't want to ruin it for you if you don't want to know, but for those who want to know, here we go, guys. So first and foremost, a lot of information has been going around about the second half of Season 8, and I don't know about the reliable sources of other channels and other videos and other content, but from ours, we are a reliable, good content source. So if you can, join our family, our Walking Dead family at the PT channel by subscribing and stay in the know by subscribing, because we post reliable information that you can count on, and I hope you do. So let's talk about the first 3 episodes. We have some information about the titles and the synopsis. Then information is coming out more and more and more. The first episode we titled Honor. The second one is The Lost and the Plunders. And the third we just don't know yet. But the first episode is going to be a big one with the Carl situation and everything, as we know. But the second half of Season 8 looks to be great. I know a lot of people are like, I'm not going to watch it after episode 809. You're going to miss out either way. But we're going to break down a teaser trailer. And I'm excited for it. You'll see why in these pictures. We see a stick being dragged through the sand, which has to be Morgan, right? We don't know exactly what's going on here, but Morgan at the Kingdom makes the most sense. Then we see a picture of Carl. It's a silhouette, a shadow with a pen. Carl's probably writing his notes to his dad, his letters to the others that he's writing. I'm sure we'll see that in episode 809. Then you see Morgan come out from the woods looking at these vehicles going by. I would assume that's the Saviors after he left the sanctuary when he was getting fired out when he was a sniper, or it could be something else. And this happens really fast in the teaser, but it's Gavin looking down at something. We'll show you in a second what he's most likely looking at. Then you see a shadow there. He hears a noise and he looks, and I'm assuming it's Morgan because Morgan was outside of the Kingdom going to save Ezekiel, and we'll see what happens with that. But does Gavin die or not? We'll talk about more of that in a second. Then we see Ezekiel looking at a gun that is slid to him or just comes to him by chance, but it's clearly the part in the auditorium at the Kingdom when Ezekiel ducks down after the explosion, when most likely Morgan and Carol come to save him. A gun comes towards him, and does he use it on Gavin or not, or other Saviors? Can't wait to find out. Then we see just some metal here, just a sequence where we're just waiting for something to happen, and someone jumps down from the top into the Kingdom. It's Morgan, most likely, based on the boots and the pads on there. So it's very Morgan heavy in this little teaser. And again, I don't know if it's going to be on TV, but it was from a reliable source online, and all this stuff happens really fast. So in the other teaser, you see Morgan taking out Saviors, and he's clearing people, and he's doing this, and he's taking people out left and right. They're Saviors. He's there to save Ezekiel, help Carol and the Kingdom people, and to me, he's got to be successful. Now, the other question is what happens with Gavin. We don't know yet 100%, but once we know, we will find out, guys. Remember, reliable information, content, hit that subscribe button. Then we see just a part here with some smoke, and this is probably inside the auditorium when Morgan and Carol come to save Ezekiel inside there, because it's that, and then Morgan walks from the left to the right to there, and he's walking around with that stick taking people out. He's clearing, but you'll see that it's hard for him when Morgan and Carol are talking in part of it. But Morgan and Carol are talking, and you can see Morgan feels that it's his duty, it's his job to do that. Then we go away from the Kingdom to the hilltop, and we've seen this in other footage. But in the teaser, you see Greg Nicotero talking and Denise Huth talking, and the actors talking about things, and it's kind of cool because they talk about a little things that you may have missed. Then you see Negan talking to somebody. I'm guessing it's Simon. We saw this clip in another part in another trailer, but the Saviors, there's a ton of them. Now, Rick is a broken down person, but the death of Carl is going to flip a switch on Rick. Are we going to get crazy Rick? I think so. Here's a big spoiler right here. Ezekiel. You see Ezekiel, Carol, and Morgan, and Carol says to Morgan, you don't have to do this. And Morgan feels obligated because he turns, he's got tears in his eyes. He says, I do, because he feels that he needs to clear. Now, is he talking about killing Gavin here, or killing out more of the Saviors, or just leaving? Because we see him again in another trailer with Henry and Carol at the hilltop. So what's going on there? I don't know, guys, but I'm excited to find out. How about you? Then you see Michonne taking out walkers, which has got to be at Alexandria. You see Rick, the shoulder of Rick on the left part of the screen. Michonne's taking out walkers, clearing stuff out, and Rick's looking on. It's probably when they were putting out the fire, or some of the fires at some of the buildings. I know there's a gazebo that was on fire in some of the first look pics and other trailers, so I would assume that's what this is. And Rick and Michonne are there with Carl after they bury Carl at Alexandria. I just don't know how they would take him to Hilltop. I know people are saying that it's Hilltop most likely, but I think it's this sequence here the next morning after the attack by Negan at night. I'm just not sure why Negan leaves yet, but Rick yells to Michonne, try to help her to get away, because Michonne's probably broken up still about the Carl death, and she's probably taking on the walkers and just wants to kill them all. In the other trailer, we kind of missed it. You see the bird van, and I would assume they're killing the walkers to clear it out, and either someone's in the bird van or they just escape in the bird van. Then here's a shot of Lenny James ducking down, avoiding gunfire. I think it's the sniper window when he has the sanctuary in his sights. So we'll see a little flashback to an early episodes of season 8. So we'll see how the Saviors got out, if Eugene was making the bullets. So there's going to be a little more explanation of season 8 I'm excited for. Then we see a door that Morgan comes flying out of, and he's just trying to get away. So the prior part when he comes out of the woods and looks at the two vehicles, I'm not sure if that's the same part connected here, because he does kind of dress the same, look the same. He's kind of got the same attire on, of course, and he might look this way throughout the entire season 8, but he's looking at something, trying to get away, probably when the Saviors are attacking him, but we'll see that connection in the first half to the second half, most likely. Then we have this part right here, and it's kind of like, whoa, what's Negan doing here? To me, it's obvious that Negan uses the bat to put the bacteria on it just from the comics. Because you can look at it, he's excited about it. He's kind of like smelling it. It's outside, just like the other scenes are here. I don't think it's anybody, but I could be wrong. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think it is? But I think it's this part here that's a walker that Negan turns and hits with a bat. It's not in this teaser. It's in other ones, but I'm just putting the two together as he clearly turns and hits it with Lucille. The blood and the brains, I guess, are on the bat. You can see it looks like the center walker there with the hair and just the way the face is, and Negan kind of stops there in the other trailer. So just putting two and two together, it's a walker, blood, brains, bacteria on there. So they might be doing the comic thing, what the bacteria on the weapons that I said before in another video. Then we see Enid and Aaron. I think they're captured by Oceanside, or not really captured, but just taken inside. It could be the same room that Tara was in when she was captured by Oceanside. It looks to be the same kind of room or same kind of sequence, but it could be, it could not be. Remember, it's callback season. Season 8 is the callbacks, but Aaron and Enid look to be fine from another teaser that was played on the marathon of last Sunday. So we'll see if we get more teasers this Sunday. We've been getting a lot of stuff, but I believe Aaron and Enid are fine, and they bring Oceanside to the fight eventually. And here's a big part that goes super quick in the teaser. It's Gavin, and then it pans down to Ezekiel. He has his gun at Ezekiel's head. The back of Ezekiel's head has Ezekiel's kneeling or sitting or what. But to me, it's in the auditorium right before Morgan and Carol save the day. And I'm guessing Ezekiel is okay with dying because he lost a lot of his people and lost Shiva. But Gavin's situation is interrupted here, but they're standing here. So it's different. You can see Gavin was standing, Ezekiel wasn't. So we'll see how it plays out. And sometimes things are shot for trailers and teasers and they're different in the episodes. But Morgan and Carol save the day, and you got to love that about Carol. Carol saves, that's for sure. Like, we're okay with Carol saving, but when Jesus is saving these saviors, that needs to change in a hurry. But what happens with Gavin? What do you think? Does he die? Does he live? Does he join the team? Does he go to Negan? Or does Morgan kill him? What do you think, guys? Post your comments below. And here's the huge picture right here. You see Carl looking in the mirror at his bite. And Nicotero says, even in the little teaser, that Carl's bite changes everything. It changes Rick. It changes Rick's mindset. So Carl is not going to make it. It's a shame, but I know there's all these videos going around. Is he immune? Is this? What is Kirkman saying about that? He may not die. He's going to die in my eyes. I just don't know how he's going to get out of it. You see the bite there. Bites play out. It's in a spot where you can't get rid of, and it's probably a flashback connection to that. But Rick is going to be changed, is what Nicotero says, his mindset, because he was willing to save people and maybe that doesn't happen. Maybe he doesn't want to save anybody anymore, but something happens that changes that. Rick's mercy prevails over my wrath. I want to see how that plays out. What are Carl's dying wishes, his last words to Rick? Will he actually obey them? Will he spare Negan? Will he not? What is the mercy all about? Who does he give mercy to? But Rick does something and it goes forward. Rick's traveling after Alexandria, most likely to go to the Scavengers and then the Hilltop, but he probably goes to the Scavengers first after they leave Alexandria. But Michonne and Rick, we've seen this in a number of trailers and teasers. They're going to the Scavengers, and we know from other teasers that the Scavengers will die, as Simon takes some saviors to the Scavengers and kills everyone but Jadis. Jadis is the lone survivor. So what do you think happens to her? Does she become an Alexandrian? A Hilltop member? Something there? Is she spared? Does Rick give her mercy? Does Rick kill her? Does she want to die? Does she jump into the pile and get devoured by her own people? What do you think could happen? A lot of different things, guys. So that's the latest teaser. Hopefully we get another teaser before a couple weeks there. We have a couple weeks left before February 25th when The Walking Dead returns. That's our breakdown. Let us know your thoughts. Did we miss anything? And what do you make of it, guys? And if you can, join our team, our family, and our community. I love my Walking Dead family and my PT peeps. And hopefully you'll become a PT peep by subscribing. We have a goal of 100,000 subscribers. We're getting closer every day towards that goal. We got giveaways, good stuff coming. If you're a subscriber and get notifications, you'll be notified when we do that. And remember, guys, you got to make some left turns before you make a right one.